So most of us have forgotten this reality of oneness that is here always, at the same time as our little lives. And when we realize deeply that while we are living our own separate human lives, roller coasters, that at the same time there is something that holds it all together with the energy of total acceptance and love, then we live in a totally different way. Then we realize that that is where we can rest. That is where we can turn to. That is what we can allow to flow through us, instead of us being in charge, instead of us being always trying to become better persons. And instead of us always being in the future or in the past with our attention. Because then suddenly we realize that here each moment is where it is, this love. It's not in becoming better, doing something special, or finding somebody special. We realize it's simply here in our direct experience of now. And that direct experience can have many flavors. It can be painful or sad or happy. But that's not so much the point anymore. The point is that if we stay with those sensations and feelings each moment, there's also the love there already. So there is no future getting better and then we deserve this, or future getting a boyfriend and then we are happy. The only intention, the only goal is to stay here with what is, to sink as much as we can in our body, relax our body, and be here. Be here with all crazy feelings, because this life is intense and gets more and more intense every year, it seems like. So the only way to keep up with this moment is to stay with whatever this crazy life brings up in us. Any feelings, any grief. To notice when we go into separation, and that always happens when we judge, when we judge people or groups of people or countries or opinions. When we judge, that's when we go in separation. Everybody has their own life, their own reasons, their own beliefs. We cannot agree with it. But judging is a different experience. That's when we feel secretly a bit better. And the moment we notice that, we can sink into what is underneath. Maybe anger, maybe sadness. There's always a reason that we judge. There is something to feel, something to take responsibility for in us. When we can always go back to the moment and to what is here, we can always stay in compassion and in love, because that's what this field shows us that's always here, that everything is included, everything. And once we are connected deeply to that field and can live from there, we can spread that feeling of goodness and peace and acceptance around by meeting everybody from that place, making people feel seen, reminding people of what they are just by being, just by living from there, by being vulnerable and open instead of judgmental and separate. So this is a way to spread peace and love, which works better than anger and judgments and a lot of angry comments on posts. And so my invitation is to go back to your experience, the feel of things. And that way you can also notice the love that's here. The more we are able to hold ourselves from that love, the more we can hold others.